The Bible tells us that God spoke and everything came into being. He didn't have to use anything. He didn't have to have a blueprint. He didn't have to have some particles or some sort of material to use. God spoke by His sovereignty and it came. There was no light, and God said, "Let there be light," and light was. Of every single thing, meticulously ruling over the entire universe. There is no such thing as Mother Nature. God rules and reigns over everything. I am the first and the last. I am the sovereign one. I am God.
God's sovereignty is over all the nations. Is that a good message for us to hear in these days, in which it seems among the chaos of the nations that this world is about to self-implode and to destruct? All the nations are as nothing before Him, meaning they bring about no alteration to His eternal purposes. That God is in charge and that God is in control of all things.
The future is the purpose of God being accomplished by God. I have spoken. I will bring it to pass. He knows the future because He runs the future. He accomplishes the future. God is not a fortune teller. He loads the thick clouds with moisture. The clouds scatter His lightning. He does according to His will in the host of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, none can stay His hand.
It is the bedrock doctrine of all doctrines. It is the atlas that upholds all other truths. The fact is, the sovereignty of God is the very central truth of His being, that God is and that God reigns. It is the godness of God. It is God and God alone who reigns. I am God and there is no one like me. Meaning God stands at the beginning, He declares the end, and every step that leads back to the beginning. This is the extent of God's sovereignty. It is a total sovereignty. It is a total and complete sovereignty over heaven, over earth, over hell, over every person in every place. This is the God whom we must preach. This is the God whose name we lift high. This is what separates a man-centered worldview from a God-centered, reformed worldview. This is the God that we announce to our lost neighbors and to the ends of the earth. Say to the nations, the Lord reigns.